President Donald Trump found himself at the center of another uncomfortable moment, this time at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, where journalists were being honored for their reporting on Jeffrey Epstein. As the audience applauded, cameras caught an unexpected interaction between the U.S. President and White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt, and one body language expert believes it revealed far more than it appeared to. The awkward moment unfolded as veteran journalist Wolf Blitzer presented the first-ever Katharine Graham Award for Courage and Accountability. The honor went to a team of Wall Street Journal reporters for their investigation into Donald Trump's correspondence with Jeffrey Epstein, reporting that ultimately led to the unsealing of Epstein-related documents. The award also came with a $10,000 cash prize. While presenting the honor, Blitzer said, quote, "Thousands of documents that might have otherwise remained hidden from the public."
And now the Katharine Graham Award for Courage and Accountability, named for the legendary Washington Post publisher, and it comes with a prize of $10,000. This year's award goes to the Wall Street Journal. The Journal's courageous reporting on President Trump's past relationship with financier Jeffrey Epstein triggered the release of the so-called Epstein files, thousands of documents that might otherwise have remained hidden from the public. And despite the president's threat of a lawsuit, the Journal published a story about a provocative letter to Epstein bearing President Trump's signature. Trump quickly filed a $20 billion lawsuit against the Journal, revealing reporter Khadija Safdar's home address. Her family had to be relocated. The Journal was kicked off of Air Force One, but the reporters continue to file revelatory stories. Please welcome the winners of the Katharine Graham Award from the Wall Street Journal.
The remarks landed just meters away from Trump himself. Instead of responding, cameras showed the president laughing nervously, shrugging his shoulders, and throwing his hands into the air, as if trying to brush off the uncomfortable moment. Speaking to the Mirror US, body language expert Judy James revealed Trump's reaction suggested he was trying to absorb the criticism while keeping things light. She said, quote, "He leans forward in a compliant posture, almost expecting the usual jokes, while keeping his classic smile and raising his hands as if saying, 'What am I supposed to do?'" But according to James, the most revealing moment came seconds later. As Trump appeared to glance around, Karoline Leavitt reached over and patted him on the shoulder, not once, but twice. James described the gesture as, quote, "going into caring maternal mode, giving Trump the emotional reward and sympathy he appeared to be looking for." Moments later, the Wall Street Journal journalists walked onto the stage to collect their award, shaking hands with Trump, who continued smiling, shrugging, and chuckling as the audience applauded. The footage quickly spread across social media, where users debated both Trump's reaction and Leavitt's comforting gesture during one of the evening's most awkward exchanges. This comes after another viral moment at the very same White House Correspondents' Dinner, where Donald Trump faced online backlash when a joke about sex was met with complete silence.
She said, "When you get home, I want to have you immediately come up the stairs and make love to me." And he said, "I can't do both." You know what? In other words, can't go up the stairs and make love. Does anybody get that? Well, I thought that was actually pretty good. That was actually the only thing I thought was good in this whole freaking stupid speech that they wrote. I think, in other words, you can't go up the stairs and make love too, So we're looking for term limits. Does anybody understand this stuff? But I really do wonder whether the Democrats are trying to lose the midterms. In Maine, they nominated a guy with a Nazi tattoo. But don't worry, Democrats. Word is that Plattner's replacement, he throws bottles at women. This guy throws bottles. This guy's another lunatic, by the way. Although I think Plattner might have done surprisingly well, because we're in the age of Trump.
Trump's latest appearance at the White House Correspondents Association dinner is making headlines, but not for the reason he may have expected. The U.S. president is facing a wave of criticism after a joke about sex was met with complete silence from the room before the awkward moment quickly went viral.
I do think we need term limits in Congress. I think term limits are very important because I see what's happening. The other day, a senator I knew got a text, a great guy, from his wife. And she said, when you get home, I want to have you immediately come up the stairs and make love to me. And he said, I can't do both. You know what? In other words, can't go up the stairs and make love. Does anybody get that? Well, I thought that was actually pretty good.
The room stayed silent. Sensing the joke hadn't landed, Trump stopped to explain the punchline himself.
You know what? In other words, can't go up the stairs and make love. Does anybody get that? Well, I thought that was actually pretty good. That was actually the only thing I thought was good in this whole frickin' stupid speech that they wrote.
Even after the explanation, the reaction remained subdued, prompting Trump to poke fun at his own performance as the moment unfolded. But the biggest response came online. Social media users slammed the president, with one writing, "Such a disgrace. Ha ha ha, get it?" Another commented, "How embarrassing for the American people to have this lunatic as your leader. The world is laughing at you, sadly." The criticism didn't stop there. One user posted, "He's deranged, insane, broken, and embarrassing. What the hell have we done allowing this man to be president?" Another added, "What the ever-loving heck is wrong with this moron?"
You know what? In other words, can't go up the stairs and make love. Does anybody get that? Well, I thought that was actually pretty good. That was actually the only thing I thought was good in this whole frickin' stupid speech that they wrote.
The awkward exchange has now become one of the most talked about moments from Trump's appearance at the White House Correspondents Association dinner, with critics arguing the failed joke overshadowed the rest of his remarks and fueled another round of online backlash.
I do think we need term limits in Congress. I think term limits are very important because I see what's happening. The other day, a senator I knew got a text, a great guy, from his wife. And she said, when you get home, I want to have you immediately come up the stairs and make love to me. And he said, I can't do both. You know what? In other words, can't go up the stairs and make love. Does anybody get that? Well, I thought that was actually pretty good. That was actually the only thing I thought was good in this whole frickin' stupid speech that they wrote. That was the only good one, and that went down with not exactly great laughter. I think, in other words, you can't go up the stairs and make love, too, So we're looking for term limits. Does anybody understand this stuff? But I really do wonder whether the Democrats are trying to lose the midterms. In Maine, they nominated a guy with a Nazi tattoo. But don't worry, Democrats. Word is that Plattner's replacement, he throws bottles at women. This guy throws bottles. This guy's another lunatic, by the way. Although I think Plattner might have done surprisingly well because we're in the age of Trump. Call it what you want. People can do well today. Plattner, I don't know. But, people don't have the guts to stick it out, but it looked like he was guilty of a lot of stuff. He certainly didn't defend himself very well. In Texas, the Democrats are running a candidate named James Telefrico, who hates guns, hates oil, hates sex, hates women, and who said he is, quote, a Christian who hates Christianity. Other than that, I think his platform is quite good. And that means that he's not going to do very well against Ken Paxton, who hopefully in Texas is going to win. But Telefrico, he's Alfred. You know what he looks like to me? Alfred E. Newman. Do you remember Alfred E. Newman, Mad Magazine? I said, that guy is Alfred E. Newman. Can't imagine he'd win. Well, I have all of the press here in one place. I have to say that we're having an amazing load of accomplishments that the media never talks about. For example, under my administration, a once feared and powerful regime that relentlessly attacked America has finally been toppled. Their former leaders have been removed, and they're now being run by a gay dictator facing internal divisions. But I, for one, wish Barry Weiss all the best at CBS News. She's a wonderful woman. Most of the press lives here in Washington, D.C., and you should be thankful for me for what my administration and I have done to make our nation's capital, which was one of the most dangerous and unsafe cities anywhere in the world, one of the safest cities in the United States. Crime is down 88%, and our capital is shining again with 62 monuments, statues, water fountains looking more beautiful. The graffiti's all gone. The tents are all moved out of the parks. The fences are all done. Our capital looks like it's really in good shape. And people coming here, people in the White House, they work in the White House, they all say, young women, young guys walk up. They say, thank you, sir. 2 years ago, we lived in a dangerous city. We lived in a city where 150 people were killed a year. And now we have almost a crime-free city. Our National Guard has done an incredible job, and we've removed over 5,000 career criminals. You know, we removed, there's one stat, I think it's a great stat. It's to me, it's fantastic. 2% of the people create 91% of the crime. That's something you can fix, and we fix it. We moved out over 5,000 career criminals out of Washington, D.C., and we have the greatest capital in the world. Again, it's beautiful, it's thriving, the restaurants are thriving. You couldn't get into a restaurant because they didn't have, all the restaurants were closing. And if you even got in, you felt unsafe. People were getting into Ubers and they were being attacked when they were in an Uber. It's not happening anymore. We have tough, smart people, and they have done a fantastic job. Washington, D.C. is safe again. You can't get into a restaurant. The restaurants are opening up. They're opening up all over the city. They can't get, it's the exact opposite.